Hello! So, last year I uploaded a video called Making a Mellotron Library in 2021, in which we talked through the process of sampling a load of instruments from my studio, loading them onto a real Mellotron, and then sampling them back to create a bespoke Mellotron library in the 2020s. Now, two things have happened since then. Firstly, Hainbach has also done the same thing, so there's a whole bunch of these new Mellotron sounds, which is really exciting. But also, GForce Software have released something called M-TRON Select, which is a freeware player that comes with these libraries, so you don't need to purchase M-TRON Pro to try them out. So what I thought I would do is a practical demonstration where I write the bones of a basic song and then use the M-TRON Select sounds around it to create the arrangement to show you how to use them, but also give you an idea of why you might want to use them in your productions in the 2020s. So first up for the verse, I've just recorded a ukulele and a voice, and that's it. So let's have a listen to that.
There's always time, there's always space. There's never need for maintaining face. If all the answers were in our wake, I'd be running around your mind.
So in my library, there is a troned ukulele, the very same ukulele you've seen me using in that clip. And also a troned 60s nylon string guitar as well. So what I thought would be cool would be to arrange some parts for those and then blend them in with the acoustic ukulele. So you can hear that gives it a kind of strange vintagey sound that you wouldn't otherwise get from just the clean recorded acoustic ukulele. For bass, I'm going to use the troned double bass from my library and also the weird and wonderful drum synthesizers from the 70s, which I sampled. So here's the kind of rhythm section together. So into the chorus, the acoustic instruments are lead vocal, backing vocals doing harmonies, baritone acoustic, and ukulele. So let's just listen to those raw parts first.
I can see the big blue sky. It's like a dream where all things are worthwhile. I see a sunny afternoon, yeah. It's up to me to let it be. Happenstance and serendipity. I see a sunny afternoon.
So for the rhythm section, I'm going to keep those troned sample drums going through because they add a kind of character and flavour. And I'm going to overdub some acoustic drums, which are a sample library, kind of filling in for a live drummer. We're going to keep the double bass, the troned double bass, and we're going to add a troned synthesizer, which is in my library. So here's the whole rhythm section together. We're then going to bring in some keys, so I'm going to use Hainbach's Rhodes patch and my clavinet patch together. And then for the top end, we're going to use my samples of a Krumar multi-man string synthesizer and Hainbach's Giallo strings, sorry if I've mispronounced that, running through a phaser for a really 70s sound, along with the stock Mellotron flutes, which come with M-TRON Select as well. So here's that. So verse 2, let's do something different because we can. So I'm going to use my twang guitars from my library along with my piano from my Tron library and then Hainbach's Kraut Kalimba patch, nice name, and that sounds like this. In the second part of the verse, we're going to change it again. We're going to use my Trond pizzicato strings as well as Hainbach's Mikkelsen toy piano. So that sounds like this. And so for the grand finale, the final chorus, we're going to change up the parts so we've got more movement and more going on because it's the finale of the song. So I'm bringing in a Trond balalaika, why not, and a Trond ukulele and the Trond classical guitar from before. So those together sound like this. Then we're going to beef out the orchestral sounds with more strings and also the choir patches as well. So that sounds like this. So I'm just going to play the whole thing through now so you can hear it, and then I'll come back on the other side to give a summary of the points being made from this exercise so that you can apply them to your own music.
There's always time, there's always space. There's never need for maintaining face. If all the answers were in our wake, I'd be running around your mind. If two is better and one is glum, I don't know which we'd become. If all the questions were in on time, I'd be running around your mind. I can see the big blue sky. It's like a dream where all things are worthwhile. I see our sunny afternoon, yeah. It's up to me to let it be. Happenstance and serendipity. I see our sunny afternoon. If all the pages were in this book, the back line wouldn't have been mistook. If all the answers were in our wake, I'd be running around your mind. If two of one were better said, then one or two would stay instead. If all the questions were in on time, I'd be running around your mind. I can see the big blue sky. It's like a dream where all things are worthwhile. I see our sunny afternoon, yeah. It's up to me to let it be. Happenstance and serendipity. I see our sunny afternoon. I can see the big blue sky. It's like a dream where all things are worthwhile. I see our sunny afternoon, yeah. It's up to me to let it be. Happenstance and serendipity. I see our sunny afternoon. Sunny afternoon. A sunny afternoon.
So what did we learn from this exercise? So number one, if you've recorded something and it maybe sounds a bit bland and you want to give it some character and something slightly unusual, then bringing in some Tron sounds can immediately do that. And those don't have to be the classic Tron things like the flutes or the strings. Like in the opening, you heard those Tron ukuleles and Tron classical guitars that I've done. Those can really add some colour to your sound. Number two, there's loads of different sounds in these libraries, and they're really weird. And so you can change up your song kind of verse to verse and chorus to chorus. Something different can happen. You don't just have to have the same parts coming in and out all the way through. That's the real strength of a big Tron library like this. And then point number 3, if you want to get a vintagey vibe, like a genuine vintagey vibe to your music without buying vintage hardware, then this is a really great way to get a whole heap of sounds that do that for you. So there we go. There's a little practical video showing you how to use these M-TRON libraries. Thank you to GForce Software, thank you to Hainbach, and thank you to you for watching.